What is up, guys, and welcome to the Meeple Minded Podcast, the podcast where we talk all things tabletop gaming. My name is Jason.
And I'm Ant.
How are you doing this weekend?
It is good to be back, sir.
Indeed. Week off last week.
Unfortunately, work commitments do come first.
Yes.
And so does money for Essen. So,
Indeed.
So it was for a good reason.
Yeah.
Off to a good cause.
Yeah, we didn't record a full episode. I just put out a little 10-minute thing explaining what the hell has been going on because our release schedule's been very sporadic over the months. But obviously, with Essen coming, we're both working more. You know, James with his promotion and his family issues and stuff. It's been so much. But
it's all happening at once.
You know, post Essen, I'd imagine things will get better.
Oh yeah, totally.
But at the time of recording, Ant, we are literally just over a week away before we fly.
Whoop whoop.
It is Tuesday. We fly on the Wednesday.
We do.
So yes. 8 days.
Can't wait, mate.
Are you excited?
I certainly am.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I wasn't at first, but now that we've been going to finally talk about the games, I'm getting excited now.
Yeah, no, exactly. I even when I was preparing for this episode, I was looking at some more games. I was like, my list has probably doubled.
Yeah, yeah.
Since I got home from work today.
And I'll be honest, you've kept asking me about my games, and I'm like, do you know what? There isn't really anything. And only like the last couple of days. Yeah. It's been updated and it's like, oh, this actually looks pretty good now. There's more now. So
have you actually seen the amount of games that's being released this year?
I haven't, no.
So I don't know the exact figure, but I know that it's over 1,100 new games being released. Now, obviously, some of those are going to be German-only games.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and duplicate languages and stuff. But the rough estimate is just over 1,000 games are being released.
It's crazy.
At Essen this year. That is mental amounts. And to narrow it down to games that we wanted to buy was hard. It was hard.
Absolutely.
However, I think I've done pretty good. I think I'm at about 30 games that are on my radar per se. Like, be it I want to buy them, be it I want to check them out, or whatever it be. But 30 of the ones is like, if I get to see all of those, I'll be happy.
Yes,
and actually spend some time with those ones, as well as looking for those hidden gems that I just maybe didn't look at on the list. And I'm really hoping to find some of those. But originally we were going to do this as a top 5.
Yes,
that changed, didn't it?
It most certainly did. I had to message you earlier during the day. It's like, Jason, this isn't going to be a top 5, right? And you're like, yes, Anthony's meant to be, but let's scrap that and let's actually just go with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad, really, because I was doing my notes as this isn't going to be a top 5, but then I was sort of trying to highlight if it is a top 5, we need to. I
just didn't want to leave these out because I need people to know about these because they're good.
That's the thing. And you actually really helped me when we were talking about it because you mentioned about the categories that you've put things in.
Yeah.
And I've gone and done that exact same thing.
Okay.
It's actually helped me.
Good.
And to say if we'd done a top 5, you know, we narrowed it down into 4 categories.
Yeah.
I can guarantee 3 of those categories wouldn't exist on a top 5 list.
Yep.
Because I wouldn't put the games in it.
Yeah, it would just be the big ones.
The big ones. Yeah. Or what I refer to as hobby games.
Yep.
And that would be it. I'd have to pick 5 of them. And I mean, I can't count straight off the bat, but I think there's about just shy of 20 games.
Yeah, but we won't go into too much detail about them. We don't want to make this episode too long.
Exactly, yeah. We'll highlight some games that we're interested in. Obviously, if there are some duplicates, it will save me having to mention them or you having to mention them.
Any clashes, yeah.
But yeah, we'll just have a few But
I think we tend to do it so we don't buy the same because,
I think we've learned from that.
Yeah.
We've definitely learned from that. Because, we very rarely buy the same games anymore.
So, what's the point if one owns it and you're just down the road?
Exactly. I would say, maybe the family games are slightly different.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly, yeah.
Because we might want to play with them with the family at the same time.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, the hobby games, 100%, we don't need 2 copies of those. So yeah, do you want to kick things off and start talking about games that we want to...
What category do you want to do first? That's the question.
Let's go card games. It's probably my lightest category.
That's a good pick. Right, 1 second. So you want me to start, yeah?
I'll let you start.
Okay, then.
I've only got I've got 4 things written down, but only 2 of them are a bit fleshed out.
Okay, I'm going to go with the obvious because most people are picking this, and it's a 2-player game.
Okay.
And I don't normally do 2-player games because it is a nuisance to do 2-player games.
It is, but we have been playing more 2-player games.
We have, because the second voice hasn't been showing up for a while.
Right, so. It's true, yeah.
But the first 2-player game I'm going to go with is the Lord of the Rings duel for Middle-earth.
Yes.
Obvious one that everyone's picking. I think it's the one most people are going to Essen to get first because I believe it's out the weekend after, but of course it's a week before.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to go to Essen to get that. Again, not much of a 2-player person, but I do love Seven Wonders. I do love Lord of the Rings. It is literally a no-brainer not to have this on the list.
Yeah.
And I want to make such a big effort to play this, only with 2 people. So yeah.
Well, I will definitely play that because I was looking at it and go, it's not really a game I would own, but I do love me some Lord of the Rings.
This is it, right?
And we are playing more 2-player games, so I can't.
And we haven't had a Lord of the Rings game for a while now.
No. I mean, you've got like the War of the Ring and stuff, but it just never really appealed.
This is it, yeah.
To me, there's never been. In fact, I would actually say there's never been a Lord of the Rings game that's actually stood out to me as one I would like to play. Whereas
this looks nice, easy, and just 2-player. And then hopefully, if it does well enough, they might expand it to like an actual Seven Wonders version of it that can go up to 7 players. But who knows? But yeah, that one will be the first card game I'm looking forward for.
Very nice, very nice. So one of the ones that I put on, I haven't fleshed out because it is a game that I was very interested in. But having talked to you about this, I know that you've actually pre-purchased this game.
Okay.
Which was Video Game Champion by Arcane Wonders.
Yes.
So it's on my list as a check out the game, but I know that you've pre-purchased them and you are collecting it there. So,
and thanks to you, I wouldn't have known about it until you told me about this. And yes, Simon, it's a clash if you're listening. Hello.
Yeah, I am very, very interested in this game. If you hadn't have bought it, I would have bought it 100%. I'm kind of glad you haven't, or that you have bought it, because my list of purchases is far too long.
Yeah.
But we are luckily able to have 2 carry-on luggages to get us back to, as we now know, which is great. So yeah, Video Game Champion is one of the ones I'm interested in. I just like the fact that it's kind of got that like 8-bit classic style artwork. And
it's got like the feel of 90s to it as well, which I think a lot of people, when you think nostalgia, you think 80s straight away.
Yeah.
But this is more like the 8-bit, like I said, 8-bit 90s, 16-bit 90s sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And I kind of feel like this game's gone very under the radar.
Yeah.
Because this game's actually been out, I believe, for about a year and a half in Brazil.
That's what I heard, yeah.
But this is the release for everywhere else, basically. So I believe it's another one of these Arcane Wonder type deals where they've done a deal with a Brazilian publisher.
Yep.
I think it's the same publisher that does Comic Hunters. But I'm not sure on that. You know, that's just me spitballing, but I'm pretty sure it's that sort of deal.
Yep.
Where they've sort of seen their games and go, oh, that's actually pretty good. We'd like to do that. Let's talk.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. And I did sort of look at the game as like, it's a real shame that they couldn't incorporate the IPs into it to actually have the actual game for artwork and stuff on it. That would have been cool.
Yeah, but I do like the fact that they've done their own thing still. It kind of stands out. Like, you know what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
But I get what you're saying.
Can you imagine the price increase if you started putting all them different IPs in there? They'd all be wanting a piece of the pie.
Yeah, I can see people reprinting certain things and just like putting Mario and Metroid and all that sort of stuff on there.
So good.
Absolutely.
So good. I think that game's very open to upgrades as well.
Most definitely.
So, I'm very much looking forward to playing that. I'm very glad that you have pre-purchased that. But yeah, that will be my first one in the card game section, which is Video Game Champion by Arcane Wonders.
Nice. I can tick that off my list now. Thank you, Jason. My next card game, I have gone with a game that was actually demoed at UKG. I got to see it there. I didn't actually get to play it because the queue was quite long. And it is called 1% Evil Dead 2, the card game.
Okay.
I'm a massive Evil Dead fan. Yeah. I love Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 is one of my favourite movies of all time. But I saw this and it's kind of like dice roll as well as card game as well. If you outlast your opponents, you'll be rewarded with the choice to roll the dice and try and win, or you can take down the pages of the Cursed Necronomicon and increase your chances to win for next time. again, it's just so thematically themed with the movie itself. I'm hoping to get a couple of copies of this because there's a couple of guys in my MTVB group that would love to have a copy of this.
Yep.
So I'd like to snag a couple of these. It's a great game from what I saw at the demo. So yeah, I'm hoping to pick this up there as well.
Nice. I don't remember actually seeing that at Games Expo, if I'm honest.
I don't know if you remember Saturday night we were doing in the Games Hall thing.
Yes.
I actually bumped into a YouTuber I follow called Ninja Geek Games.
Yep.
Nice guy, actually fantastic. And he was helping out with the Kickstarter for the actual board game for Evil Dead 2. And he told me about it on the Saturday. So I went Sunday morning to see if it was still demoing or not. And yeah, so it was very quick and whatnot, and just had a quick look at it. Didn't take any photos of it, unfortunately, but yeah. He was the one who actually told me about this game. If he hadn't, I wouldn't even know anything about it. So Thank you, Ninja Geek, if you're listening.
I doubt it.
But hey.
You never know. You never know. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so I'll go on to another card game that I'm very interested in. This one is an interesting one because do you remember we played that board game that was very much like Robot Wars? Robot Quest Arena?
Robot Quest, yeah.
Yeah. This I've seen, I think it's gone very under the radar. It's only recently that it's popped up for me, and it's called Rumble Bots.
Okay.
And it's a deck management card game inspired by Auto Batter video games. So the little note that I've got here, or the note that I've stolen from BGG because, preparation.
Yep.
Assemble your group of fighting robots and launch them into the arena. The last one left standing will be the winner. Divided into 6 rounds, each consisting of 2 phases. Whoever becomes champion is challenged by the following team. The last champion in the game wins the battle and gets the powerful crystals to improve their workshop and level up their bots. The last team of bots standing during the showdown wins. Now, to me, that one appealed to me, and this is a checkout one. It's not a purchase one. It's for me to check it out. Because to me, that sounds like a cross between Robot Quest Arena and Challengers. You know, where you're upgrading your cards and you're battling different people. You know, and I just really like the.
I'm surprised you only want to check it out. Is it not there to purchase, or
it is? I believe it's there to purchase.
This sounds like it's right up your alley, mate. You do love some Robot Wars, and I know you like challenges.
Yeah. So I think it's down here as a checkout. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those that I will check out and then immediately buy.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some games in here that I've actually got listed as checkout / purchase.
This is a card game.
And this is a card game.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a little card game from DV Games. I'm not sure on the company.
Okay.
But they are there. It's on the website. It's ready to go. DV Games Rumblebots.
Nice.
Very nice.
I actually want to give that a go, to be honest. I've never heard of it.
We will definitely give that one a go.
Nice. My next card game that I would like to purchase is a game called Panda Spin.
I have heard of that.
Have you heard of it? I was going to say. So 2 to 5 players, basically, it's the first person to collect so much bamboo after so many rounds, and you win the game. How do you do this? I mean, Panda Spin sounds like it's very kiddie game orientated.
Yes, yeah.
But the thing I love about this game is that it has the art style of Rising Sun. So they look very gorgeous to look at, all these different type of pandas you can be. But the cards themselves are so cleverly done. So each card has a panda on it, and it has 2 halves, an orange and blue side. Orange side is the normal side, and you have to try and create a higher set than the other players.
Yeah.
To do that, that's how you win. If you lose, you take your cards back, but this time you flip them over, and they're more powerful pandas this time. And you basically keep going, and whoever keeps winning wins a certain amount of bamboo. Whoever has the most bamboo wins. I mean, I hadn't heard of this game, but I just loved the idea of it, and the fact it sounds like a kid's game, but it's literally not. It's like the artwork for it looks
that's quite brutal, actually.
Right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, but so yeah, it's just something that I caught last minute and just thought, I might, if it's cheap enough, I might give that a go.
Nice.
It looks like a 2-player game, but it actually goes up to 5 players, so might not be too bad.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to take one more within the card game section. I don't know how many more.
I have one more after that.
Okay. I did have another one on here as well. I'll just say it as an honorable mention. It's Unmatched Slings and Arrows.
Ah, of course.
You know what I mean? It's like, that one's an obvious
I was wondering what category you were going to put this in. You put it in the card game one.
I've put it in the card game one, but it's a guaranteed purchase. I've already said I was purchasing it. So that's not the game I'm highlighting though. So I have long been interested in the Sushi and Sushi games. Yeah. But they are so horrendously expensive to get imported into the UK.
Really?
That I've never been able to purchase them.
Okay.
They are at Essen. And the whole stand I could put down as a stand I want to go to. But if I had to pick an individual game, one that really stood out to me, I don't know why, is called Bus and Stop.
Okay.
And I think it's because when I was looking through my list of games here, I've picked themes that I'm not used to.
Yeah.
Like themes that I haven't seen before. So that seems to be my mantra for Essen, is I'm interested in games that maybe I haven't seen before, themes that I haven't seen before. And this is one of them. So the little blurb on this one is you compete as bus drivers to bring passengers to their desired destinations. I'm imagining a pick up and deliver style game. While avoiding overcrowding. So a little bit of...
Sounds like Crazy Taxi, the card game.
Kind of, it does think of like Crazy Taxi, doesn't it? On your turn, you either pick up or drop off. To pick up, choose all of the passenger cars, blah, 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 blah. You're just basically earning points, picking up and dropping off passengers.
Okay.
But, making sure things don't get overcrowded. I don't know if this is going to be a good game or not. It's down as a checkout.
Okay.
But I'm more interested in just being at the Sashi and Sashi stand.
Gotcha.
Because I know that they've done loads of games that I've been interested in the past. I can see me leaving with
that's more just for the stand, and then that's a bonus if you see it there.
Exactly, yeah. That's kind of the new one that's being listed as being sold this year. So there you go, Bus and Stop.
Nice. One more from me. I believe this was a massive hit at Gen Con, and it's called Flip 7.
Yes.
So Flip 7 is basically blackjack, but with a twist. Flipping over cards one by one without flipping the same number twice. It sounds easy. Well, think again. This is just any deck that has cards and you flip 7. There's only one of one, there's 2 of 2, there's 3 of 3, etc. Plus a bunch of special cards that can help you score extra points or second chance or freeze your opponents in your tracks. So you're trying to essentially not get a same number. So like if you get a 3, then you get another 3, well, no, then you're out basically.
Yep.
Just sounds like a lot of fun and a lot like, do I go for the next flip card or whatnot? It's just
fairly similar to Trio, which is a game I've played.
Yeah, I've heard they're very compared to one another, aren't they?
Yeah,
because they came out at the same time.
Trio is actually, I haven't mentioned it in any of my stuff here, but Trio is a game that I'm interested in picking up while I'm there as well. So
yeah, so it's a case of like, do you stop and bank your points, or do you carry on and see if you can get the double? But yeah, it's just something I think would be good for. It's a card game / family game for me. That's thinking why I'm going for it as well, because I think it'll be fun for them.
Well, I think that's the logical segue onto there then, isn't it?
Just one honorable mention. It's actually going to be out in the UK before we go to Essen, but if I get Essen, I'll grab it. Castle Combo.
Okay, yep.
So,
nice.
Just quick honorable mention for that one.
Very nice. I think we'll segue into the family games now.
Nice.
And this one is actually listed as a last day purchase. And the main reason is because I know it's going to come in a big box, and I know that it's already out in the UK. So it's available now. So if I don't get it or I don't have the space, I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
And that is, of course, the first game from Dotted/Lego Games, Monkey Palace.
Monkey Palace, yes, of course.
I am very interested in learning and buying this game because I know my son will enjoy it. As I said, it is the first game in this new era of Lego games, should we say, and I've been watching a few videos and it looks interesting. It is a family weight game. This is not a game. Of course. We'll probably play it on a game night, I'd imagine.
I'd give it a go. It's a Lego for crying out loud.
But I don't see this isn't going to be a game I'm going to be taking to games clubs and stuff like that. But I believe in Monkey Palace you are building essentially ladders, because the theme's quite abstract. It's like, yes, there is a monkey in the game, but you're basically building up a big tower, aren't you? And you there's limitations of where you can start and stop your pieces and things like that. You're just trying to get as high as possible.
Right.
Just seems interesting. I'd like to give it a go.
Yeah, it's all right.
But that's an almost guaranteed purchase. But if I can't buy it, if I can't fit it in my case,
then you can just grab it when you go home.
I'm just going to buy it when I get back. Yeah. So it will be purchased within the next 2 weeks. It's just whether it's purchased from there or here.
Or there.
So Monkey Palace Lego / Dotted Games.
Nice pick, mate. Mine is from Horrible Guild Games, and it's Spotlight.
Yes.
This is like basically Where's Wally with a spotlight, essentially. But there's a quite cool little mechanic where you flip over a card and it'll have like a person on it. You have to try and guess how many people are in that picture, and then you use your spotlight to try and find them or whatnot. My daughter would absolutely love this game, and I just think this is an instant purchase to try and get them to the table and have a fun with it and whatnot. I quite like Horrible Guild games. They do some good stuff. I bought the Great Split from them last time I was there.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm hoping to pick this up. To be honest,
that's a game I'd like to play as well. I've heard good things about it. I like the idea that you are sort of guessing how many times you can spot that person, or how many times they were in a quadrant, or whatever it is.
That's it.
And then it's revealed at the end. And then when you sort of go, oh, well, I've guessed 6 or 7 because I know for a fact that I saw that many. There's no way there's more. And then it says, oh, there's 13. And you sit there and go, no, that's rubbish.
It's garbage.
And then you're going to stand there and you're going to really look.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to prove the game wrong.
I heard there's a cool mechanic where if you muck up somewhere, your torch, you flip the thing over and your torch is actually smaller. So it's even harder to look at stuff. It's so cool, man. What a great idea, and how they've made it as well.
It sounds really
pretty good.
Yeah. Really, really look forward to trying that. It's a good call. So yeah, we're sticking in with the family games here. I'm going for the Smurfs Hidden Village.
Oh, I saw this. I wasn't sure if that was going to be there or not.
It is indeed going to be there. Yes. Well, I mean, I've been told it's going to be there. I didn't see it on the list, but apparently it's going to be there. It's Maestro Media. Now, I've not heard of Maestro Media before, so it'd be interesting to see. I don't know too much about the game. It's the Smurfs, right? Yeah. And it's a family game. It's something I think myself and my son can really enjoy, and my partner. But yeah, I like the sound of it as well. It just sounds like a Smurfs episode on TV, right? I think, just reading off here is like, players are Smurfs who are tasked with rebuilding the Mushroom Village from scratch following the evil sorcerer Gargamel's latest scheme. It literally sounds like a TV show, right? And it sounds really good, but it's mushrooms. Every game has mushrooms.
Does it have a picture of the thing there? Does it have like are the pieces like actual Smurfs, or are they standees? Or
that is actually a very good question.
I've heard of it, but I think I've only just seen the box art. I can't remember.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll try and get it up. But that's my next one. I'll let you.
I don't have any more family stuff. It literally was just that for family games.
Okay. Let's just quickly get a picture up. See if we've got anything. There we go. There is a picture there. So it looks like you've got some basically cardboard standees of like the buildings and stuff.
Oh, but the mushrooms look pretty good though.
Yeah. I was like, for a family weight game, it looks pretty good. But yeah, there's a UK pre-order here for £31. So again, this is not...
Again, so if you don't pick it up there, you can just get it at home anyway.
Exactly, yeah. But the artwork looks stunning. It literally looks like a Smurfs comic.
It does. It looks like straight out the cartoon or the video game. So...
Okay, there is 2 more in here, but one of them is actually a game that we are going to potentially be getting a review copy of, so I won't talk about that one.
Okay.
But the other one I was very interested in, and I've put it in the family category, but I get the feeling I'm going to want to play this with you guys because I think it'd be funny.
Fair game.
Because when we go to UK Games Expo, one of the most important things we always talk about are the food trucks.
Okay.
And there is now a game coming out called Food Trucks by TCG Factory.
It actually is coming out.
It is indeed. So the blurb on this one is I've gone and managed to exit my my thing here. Right, let me just get this back up. Okay, so food trucks. What could be more fun than getting delicious food out of a truck? Serving it. In food trucks, you won't be eating, although the food may make you hungry, but you'll be the proud owner of a food truck, and your main goal is to have the best food truck in town. How will you get there? Easy. The customers will give you orders, and during your turn, you'll have to choose between preparing orders or serving them. If you choose to prepare orders, you'll be able to make pick-up dishes from the common market, but think carefully what you choose, as you can't mix up dishes. If you want to serve orders, give the customers their food and get those sweet coins. And be quick, as the customers are hungry and will punish you if you are too slow. So this is actually one that's been written down as a checkout and purchase.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's going to be... I remember it being not an expensive game.
I love how you're like, check out first, because you're like...
Yeah. So
just in case it's not good.
Exactly, yeah. I want to check it out, but I'm almost certain that's going to be a purchase.
Yeah, I think you sound certain about the way you're reading it, mate.
It sounds fun. It's an interesting theme again.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
Not something I thought of ever seeing as a board game thing. But yeah, working in a food truck, selling food, and not angering the customers. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
All right, let's move on to... Let's go for expansions. Let's save the big one till the end, shall we?
Let's say the big ones, okay.
I will let you go first for expansions because I've actually only got one that I'm particularly interested in.
1, 2, 3. I have 4.
Okay, well.
So we'll start with the boring one.
Go for it.
There is an expansion for Dune War for Arrakis, which you can't get in the UK, but they've got it here at Essen.
Nice.
I'm just praying it's not in German, so fingers crossed it's there. I can grab it. Second one is the expansion for Far Away.
Yep.
They are going to bring
a brand new game.
It's a brand new game. I think
they've got an expansion already.
For it already. It goes up to 6 players in all game, but this can go up to 7. But it also adds just more cards to it because I think when you play at 6, it's kind of a struggle to dish out the cards, and when you have to redo the deck and put it back. I think with this one, more cards you can just do all in one.
Yeah.
At the moment, I don't remember if I've told you this, but I've actually owned Nikojima.
Yep.
I love that game. My family likes it. And apparently there's an expansion for that there as well.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to pick that up. I think we have a lot of fun with that. And the last one I do own, which is one that I've been really looking forward to and pre-ordered, so it's there waiting for me, is the White Castle expansion.
Yes.
Love White Castle.
Matcher, isn't it?
Yeah, so love White Castle. One of my favourite games of the year. And the fact the expansion will be there, I can't deny, I had to go on the list.
Yeah, you got in there just in time as well, because that was one of the
Did I ever?
sellout ones. And I know... one of my pre-orders from Divya Games is sold out as well. So yes, it's very good that you got in there on that one. I've got to admit, I'm quite surprised. I've mentioned one on here, which I haven't put much down. I genuinely thought it might have been in yours, which was the expansion for Planet Unknown.
No, because I have kickstarted it.
Yep.
And even though I have an email from them saying that it won't go on sale because Kickstarters will get theirs first, it is not the case, I'm afraid. So I'm very, very peed off with... Is it Big Apple Productions?
Adam's Apple.
Yeah. So yeah, I backed that last year, the Supermoon one. So it is on the way, just not till after Essen, I'm afraid. Not happy about that.
It happens every now and again, though, doesn't it? It does happen. Okay, well, my one expansion that is a guaranteed purchase for me, we've known about it since just before UK Games Expo. We got to see it at UK Games Expo, which was the expansion for Acropolis.
Of course!
Which is Athena.
Yes, I completely forgot that.
Which is Gigamic Games, or Gigamic Games, or Gigamic Games. I don't have a clue how you say their name, but that's who it's from. Need I say more? We all love Acropolis here. It's a really, really good filler game. Adding in the expansion, which sort of makes it mix in like a Seven Wonders Architects type deal, because you're building statues as well within the game. So I think it'll make it a bit more interesting.
Was this the one they were meant to have at Expo and they delayed it to Essen?
No, they literally only announced it at.
Oh, was it just the announcement?
Expo?
That's what I'm getting confused with.
I can't remember if they actually showed it off at Expo. I know they did at the press event.
Right. Okay.
I don't remember seeing it on the actual show. But yeah, it was there. We got to see it. I was very excited about it. We got some pictures of it. And yeah, it's a guaranteed buy for me.
Absolutely.
All right, the big one, the hobby games section, the big games section.
Oh, what do I go with first?
do you know how many you've got?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, I've got a lot more than you.
No, one was already mentioned, so I've got 3.
Okay.
Go for it.
Maybe I should, I'll jump in first.
No, you go for it, mate.
Okay, so I will very quickly mention I've got 2 honourable mentions here because they were on my list because I really, really thought they were going to be there, but they're not. Or if they are there, it will be a surprise. And if they are there, I will buy them. One of them is Comic Hunters. I've been busting for that game for so long, and I really thought that Arcane Wonders were going to be bringing it with them. I've now found out that while Arcane Wonders make the game, Spin Master are the ones that have the sale rights, which they are not going to be there, which is really annoying.
But do you think that's a... because it's with the actual Marvel stuff, isn't it, this one? Do you think there's a possible license issue with that as well?
I'm wondering if there's an EU licensing issue, because obviously that was the original reason that it was only in Brazil. It never went to the States because of licensing. Then it got produced in the States this year, and now we seem to be having this issue getting it here because it's not on pre-order on any websites in the UK either. So I am starting to think that maybe there is a distribution issue here. And if that is going to be the case, I will befriend someone in the States and I will get a copy sent over. I am sick of waiting for this game.
Yeah.
It is.
You've been after this a while.
I have indeed. So that's an honourable mention, but if it is there, it will be bought. Another one that I saw in the build up to this, it wasn't announced on the website or anything like that, which was Factory Inc., which is a smartphone ink style game from the same people.
Yes.
Whereas this one, you're actually managing a factory and producing said technologies, like phones and stuff like that. Seems interesting. Would love to give that a go. Again, it's Arcane Wonders, but I assume it'll be Arcane Wonders because Smartphone Inc. was actually designed by a different company, a Russian company, as it happens.
So they distributed it.
And they distributed it. They got the rights and distributed it. But they've done it for every other game they've done. So I was hoping
it's got to be them, surely,
that Factory Inc. was going to be there, but unfortunately not. Hopefully they'll have something there. So let's start talking about games that I'm actually interested in. Now, I mentioned this one to you a little while ago, and you reacted in a very interesting way, which was Stonemaier Games' Stamp Swap.
It's your pick, so I can't.
I'm interested in the reaction. Is it just the theme that's, or is it just not a Stonemaier fan so much?
Stonemaier's fine. I don't get stamp collecting, to be honest. And make a board game out of it is a bit. Come on.
I'll be honest. I think this is definitely falling in the category of, oh my god, that's a unique theme.
The theme's unique, 100%.
A lot of the things I've picked,
it's just not my thing
because the themes are, oh, okay, it's unique. I'll give it a try. I'll be interested to give it a go. You know, it's drafting, it's set collecting,
right?
A couple of mechanics that I like. I'll give it a go. It's not down on the guaranteed purchase, but I want to give it a go. I'm interested to see what it brings to the table. 1 to 5 players seems like a fairly quick game as well, so hopefully will be pretty good. Very quick mention, Black Forest is
I've heard
a
of this,
game
but I've not
to check
seen
out.
it. Yeah,
I believe this is a re-implementation of a game. I think it was Glass Road.
Okay,
from like 2013 or something like that, but it's kind of like a sequel to that.
Okay, right.
I believe that's Feuerlandspiel or Capstone Games.
Okay.
I'm interested in checking out World Order by Hegemonic Games, which is the company behind Hegemony, the super heavyweight political board game.
I love the sound of the game, but I don't know if I could ever play it.
No.
Hegemony. It sounds fantastic, don't get me wrong, and I've heard fantastic things about it. I just don't know if
I've got a game provisionally booked in to play Hegemony because I want to play it.
Yeah, sure.
But I can't buy it. It's a hefty investment to play that game, and I don't think it's a game that our game group will play all that often, so I didn't want to invest too much money. But World Order seems like it might be just a little bit easier to get to the table.
Okay.
But it is their next game. I don't believe it's for sale there. But I'd like to at least check it out, have a demo of it if possible. Okay, so this one is down as a purchase, which actually surprises me. But it's called Mad Kala by Druid City Games. It's set in the Wonderlands War.
Okay, right, yeah. The same artist, is it?
It is, yeah.
Right, okay.
Same system, same game. But
still not played that game.
Do you know what? I haven't played it since it first dropped.
Yeah.
But I love the artwork in this game. It looks like a much more streamlined, fast-paced game. It's not as big a time investment as the other one, and it's quite a bit cheaper than the other one as well.
Right.
So yeah, it sounds interesting. The little blurb that I've copied across here. In this edition of Mad Kala, the characters from Wonderland's War will be taking part in his Tournament of Champions. Mad Kala is a 1v1 asymmetric game that pits players against each other in a battle of wits and luck. Outthinking and outmaneuvering your opponent will prove easier said than done. If you can reduce your opponent's health to 0, you will win. So again, this is a 2-player game.
Oh, another
but it's a 2-player head-to-head game. I'm interested in it. It looks lovely.
There's only 2 of us going.
Exactly.
So it makes sense.
I'm sure we will purchase that on the first day and probably have played it the first day as well. God, yeah, I've written down quite a few here. I'm really sorry.
No.
I have pre-purchased Rock Hard 1977.
Yes, you have. Yes.
So I will be collecting that. I will not talk any more about it because I've been banging on about that game for a very long time. I want to check out Station to Station by Alley Cat Games. This is one of their heavier weight games. which is being released at Essen. I've seen pictures of it. I don't know much else about it. I want, if possible, to try and get a demo of Perch, which is a new game from Inside Up Games.
Of course.
Obviously.
You like that studio, so yeah,
we like Earth, we like Draft and Write Records. I'm not as big a fan of Terminus as I thought I was going to be, but Inside Up Games have pretty good games, so I want to check out Perch.
Yep.
Okay, so this one is a check out on purchase game. It's a game that I saw on crowdfunding quite some time ago. I didn't back it, and I regretted not backing it. And it is Dabberwalla.
Nope, not heard of it.
So it's by Queen Games. It's based on the. Do you know? Like, I don't know if you know how the country of India. You have the Dabberwallas. They are basically. You have like the. I'm using air quotes for all of this, right?
Sure,
because it sounds very, I guess, sexist, but it's not. It's just the culture.
Yeah. So
the men will obviously go off to work in the offices in the city. The women will stay at home. They cook fresh meals. They all sort of work together. You know, all the wives and stuff cook fresh meals. They put them into a central place. They go in like these little tin things, which break apart into 3 bits. So you could have like, I don't know, poppadoms in the bottom, a curry sauce, and some rice. In these 3 different sections.
So stereotypical.
It is.
No, I'm joking.
It's very stereotypical, but essentially.
So it's a food game.
So it is another food game.
What is it with you in food games?
The Dabberwallers, basically, these tins are then taken to the train stations.
Right. Of course, it's a train station.
big crates of things. They go on the trains, they go into the cities, and then the Dabberwallers take them to the offices. So the office workers get fresh, home-cooked food.
Right, okay.
By doing it this way. And, you know, the office workers pay something like $2-3 a day or whatever it be to get these freshly cooked meals brought to them in the office. And I just really like the concept of it. It's another one of those sort of...
It's interesting. Yeah.
I'm guessing it's another pick up and deliver style game. I don't know too much about it, but I really like the idea because the first time I ever heard of Dabberwallers was actually when I watched a Top Gear special where they were in India.
Okay.
And they did a challenge where they had to be Dabberwallers for the day, and they absolutely sucked at doing it. You know, and Dabberwallers will take thousands of meals, and yet the three Brits failed at doing like 20. You know, and it's just, I just thought it was a really cool concept. I was like, I'd love to be at an office and then know that I've got a fresh meal coming from home.
Yeah, it's true.
To me. So yeah, I kind of like the idea.
Didn't even know it was a thing, mate. So
I regret not backing it. I remember seeing it. I thought that's a really good theme. That's an interesting theme, and it looks like an interesting style game. Never backed it. Can't remember why, but it's going to be there.
But you can grab it.
I'm going to check it out, and I'm more than likely going to
grab it.
I'm more than likely going to buy it. I'm going to mention 2 more, and then I'll pass it over. So the next one I am going to check out is Sparks by Matago Games.
Okay.
I will just read off what it says here. In Sparks, each player runs a robot factory. Robots for me again.
Oh, yes, it is Sparks. This is the blue cover.
That's the one.
I know this one. Yes, I do.
Runs a robot factory and takes turn being the active player. As the active player, you play one of your production tiles to take a number of dice from the junkyard, blah, 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 blah. Building robots.
Does it actually say blah, blah, blah?
It doesn't, no. Building robots.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
Makes sense, mate.
Play a game of Sparks and then immediately play the other game.
I heard this is another quite popular one for Essen, isn't it?
It seems like it's going to be a popular one. I think this is going to be one of the sleeper hits of the show. So that might be one that I have to check out pretty quickly. But that's only done as a checkout. It's not a checkout and purchase, but I can well believe I'm going to buy it. Because robots. Yay!
You like robots, mate?
And the final one I'm going to talk about is, I mean, you could argue that this is another food one, but it's not.
Of course it is.
Superstore 3000 by Asmodee. Again, reading it. In Superstore 3000, each player builds their own mall by placing shop tiles and being the first to meet the criteria to collect your unique attraction tiles that will make your building even more exceptional.
That sounds pretty cool.
It sounds like an interesting concept, right?
Yeah.
Building a shopping centre, trying to maximise profits.
Yeah.
I'm in. That's all I need to know. That's all I wrote down.
You build your mall. I'm in.
Exactly. As long as I can build a food court, That's all.
Then he did like a Dawn of the Dead version where the zombies try and come in after you build it. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be. Yeah. House rules, mate. House rules.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Make it like a zombie-side version of it.
I have got a couple of other honourable mentions in that category as well. But
mate, you've got way more interesting picks than I have. I've only got 3 bland, boring ones, but hey.
What are your 3, sir?
So my first pick is a checkout first with a possible purchase. It's not. I don't really know much of it, but the look of it looks fantastic. And it's a game called Inferno by Red Mojo Games.
Okay.
I'm just going to read off here now. The mechanic of the sound of the mechanic sounds interesting. So Inferno is a soul management game where each player must guide sinners to their respective circles of hell. Through the central board consists of 2 parts, one displaying all 9 circles and the death log, while others represent Florence of the 14th century with its powers and palace intrigues. Each turn consists of 2 phases: an Inferno phase where the player advances the soul through hell, earning infamy points, and if successfully guided to its corresponding circle, or the Florence phase where the player must choose between playing an action in a city location or exposing a sinner of those who have executed their soul and led into hell. By doing so, the player advances the death log, and the player with the most infamy points is declared the winner and deemed untrustworthy. The reason I've picked this is because I love the Dante's Inferno poem. I am a huge fan of the video game. If you ever played the video game, it's kick-ass. It's so freaking cool. One of the best hack and slashes out there. Go and play it. But also the board itself, I kind of like it how it has the circles there on one half, and then you've got the town above it. It looks pretty cool. Again, I'd just like to see it first, and if it will tickle my pickle, I will make a purchase of it straight away. But Inferno is definitely one I want to check out first before I purchase. My second choice is a clash with Simon from Board Stupid. Hello, sir, if you're listening. And I also have Wandering Galaxies. Now, by Played Hat Games. I've been after this game for a while, and I'm kind of gutted I missed out on the Kickstarter because I'm a huge fan of Forgotten Waters. I love that game.
Yep.
My family and I played the fairy tale version called Familiar Tales. Fantastic games. They're all app driven, so it's you've a love or hate it type game. But this version is very sci-fi orientated, but it's like Guardians of the Galaxy meets Goonies, and it looks so cool. And it's one of those choose your own adventure games. Of course, again, app driven, but the storytelling in it looks phenomenal, and the designs look really good. I would just love to have like my own crew, and like one deals with the shields, one deals with the guns, and one drives the ship. I think that would just be a cool little awesome table presence. Wandering Galaxies I've been after for a while. The problem is I do not think it will be there. It might be there just to show, because the Kickstarter only finished last month.
Right.
So
did you back it or?
No, that's what I'm saying. I completely didn't know about it until the Kickstarter had gone.
Right, okay.
Because I've gone back to one of those games for ages. So yeah, that's one I would love to check out. If it is there, I will nab it because I do think it will come to the table enough. So that is my second pick. Third and final pick is a game called Babylon by Geek Attitude Games.
Okay.
Ever heard of that at all?
I haven't.
So I didn't know anything about this game until, of course, the man himself, Tom Vassell, put it as his number 2 for Essen.
Oh, wow.
His number 2 for Essen. And even the guys who sat around him knew nothing about this. But this is very much, how do I put this? Foundations of Rome, but for Roman gardens.
That sounds good.
Okay. So basically you all have a mat with sections in it, and you have the box itself. The box has all the pieces in there, and you're kind of like an architect to build a very fancy style Roman garden. And I know it sounds like it's like, oh, that sounds a bit near, I'm planting flowers and all that. So no. You're actually building structures. You are building bridges, and
that visually that looks cool.
And that is just one person's thing. So that's what you build, and obviously you're going against one another, because I believe if you build so many of this and so many of that, you're earning more points than the other player.
Yeah,
it looks fantastic, and I think this is going to be another sleeper hit of Essen, and this is going to be an instant buy.
Right.
I was going to honorable mention Minos, Bones of the Golden Age, but there's no point because I already own a game that builds Rome. I don't need another one to build Rome. So let's go with build Roman gardens.
Yeah.
And I know I sort of slagged you off with stamps and whatnot, but you've got to admit that looks pretty freaking cool.
It does, yeah.
So that is my last pick for the big ones.
Very nice. So I know a lot of people are talking about Foundations of
Metropolis. Yeah, the cheap ass version.
I was looking at it and sort of going, I like the idea of it.
Nah, it's nothing.
I don't need it. You've got Foundations of Rome. I don't need Foundations of Metropolis. We'll never get it to the table. I've literally just opened up my Spiel app because I've starred a few more games on here than I've written down. Another food-based one, but waffle time.
Oh, yes. I saw that and I was like, do you know what? I think Jason, I thought it was going to be in there, so I didn't bother. So I'm glad you're going to get it.
It's on there. Nice. It's on there as a star to check out. AEG for that one. AEG do some pretty good games.
Of course.
Datoshi, I think is how you pronounce the name. It's another Devere Games.
Oh. Yes, I know it, but yeah, I'm not looking. Nah, I don't think about it.
I'm sort of. It's on there to check out because
I believe they had it at Expo in a cabinet, so you can preview it. But I'm.
It's another 2-hour game, and we know that
it's a steampunk sort of game, isn't it? Sort of thing. Yeah, I know of it. Yeah.
I'd be interested in demoing it.
I'd like to see it, but I'm not like rushing to buy it or anything.
I'm not rushing to buy it either, no. Rebirth, Rhino Knizia, Mighty Boards.
I've heard good things about this,
checking that out. What else have I got on here? So yeah, Asian Tigers. This was a game that sort of
that looks good.
Stands out
That
to
looks
me.
good.
It looks really, really interesting, doesn't it? But there's no
more info about it.
Literally, all you've got is build up a.
That looks very Age of Comics.
It does.
You've got to admit, right?
It really does. Yeah. It literally, the only thing that we've got written on here is build up an economic miracle in Asia. Sounds awesome. I mean, when I first saw Asian,
the cover looks good as well. I got to admit,
that artwork looks stunning. But Asian Tigers, I was just sort of like, there's no tigers on it. But then I believe Asian Tigers is a term used for.
Like corporations
and businesses, I don't think it's
not an actual tiger. When you said like tigers, I'm like, okay.
I think it's like nefarious businesses in Asia. It's another one that's it's 120 minutes, so I want to check it out. I want to see what it's like, but I'm interested in the purchase of that one because I think it looks absolutely stunning. I love the muted colours.
Even if the game isn't great, at least it still looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so I'm interested in checking that one out. What else have we got on here? Obviously, Unmatched Things Now, as I've already mentioned that. Tower Up by Monolith Board Games. I was interested
heard of it.
Interested in checking that out. Another 40-minute game where you're building towers. Nice and simple. Tesseract by Asmodee. I've heard of it. I don't know much about it, but looks interesting. 75 minutes. It's on the defense for me on that one, but that's the last one that I've got as an honourable mention on there. So there's a fair few that I've got written down.
It's more than me, mate, at the end of the day, but again, you know more than I do. So. But at least I got fair enough in there. Did you have anything you wanted to demo? I've only got 2 that I'd like to actual demo.
I mean, I've sort of mixed in there which ones I really wanted to demo, but yeah, there's not been any that I've sort of gone, I only want to demo.
Sure, yeah.
Or games that it's kind of weird, like I didn't focus my efforts on searching out games that will be in there for demo, because obviously a lot of my planning has been, I need to figure out how much money I'm taking.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, I've tried to steer clear of researching demo stuff and getting it confused with stuff that I want to buy.
But there's only 2 I picked because they're not going to be for purchase. So I saw one of them at Expo. I would love to actually play it at Essen if I can. Horror on the Orient Express, of course.
Yep.
And because I don't know much about it and I want to see it, is the Western Legends Stories.
Yes.
Now, I know nothing about this. I don't even know if it's a board game, if it's a card game or not. It's Western Legends. I've got to check this out. Okay. I know it won't be for purchase, so I just want to look.
Yeah. Why not? So yeah, I mean that's a decent amount of games we've got, and I'm surprised
we've got the bag space for it.
Yeah, well, at the moment. We have got hopefully some review copies that we've got to try and ship back as
absolutely,
well. So
yeah.
That's why a lot of my games I've sort of looked and gone, if they're due out in the UK imminently, then I'm not too bothered about purchasing them while I'm there. But But yeah, the usual thing with Essen is games will be released at Essen, and we don't see them until February, March time. Those games are going to be the ones I'm focusing on. I want to get those in.
I do remember when I went last time, I obviously went on the Sunday, and when I demoed a game I wanted to buy, they were out of stock, of course. A majority of them were out the next week on Amazon or anything or whatnot. So, like you said, apart from the ones that'll be out actually next year, if we can't get them there, we'll be able to get them a week or two after at home.
One of the games that I was going to be buying was the Worms board game.
Of course, that
actually turned up today.
Yeah, I can't believe you got that. I can't wait to play that, honestly.
Looks good.
Can you bring it with us?
The miniatures look good fun, I must be honest. But yeah.
Awesome. You got to get those bad boys painted.
Oh, I'm going to.
Good man.
I'm going to. Is there anything else you want to mention about Essen? Preparations that you've done since we last talked about it?
Just hyping up even more for it, mate.
It is very hype now.
I can't wait.
I was literally figuring it out yesterday. I was like, I've got 4 more days of work.
Yeah, I've got 3 more. That's it. Yeah. 4
more days of work, and then I'm done.
That's it.
I've got a lot of stuff that I need to do between now and then. I've got hopefully a podcast interview to be doing.
Nice.
Before we go.
Nice.
I won't say who, but we'll keep that under wraps for now.
But if you're there, guys, come and say hello, of course.
Indeed.
We'd like to see you all.
Indeed, yes. I will say it's definitely crowdfund season, because there's a lot of good games out there on crowdfunding at the moment.
Yeah.
I've backed my Dynagenics. I'm very happy.
What number are you, sir?
Number 10.
Yeah.
Number 10.
Back at number 10.
I feel like I would have done better, but it stalled out as I was trying to click the pay button.
Doesn't matter.
But
you're in the top 10, mate.
I'm in the top 10, as I deserve to be.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's not as expensive as I thought, which is good. So there is that. What else am I? I'm backing so much at the moment. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah. Oh wow, we actually managed to keep it to below an hour.
Nice.
I really did not think we. How do we do top 5s and not keep them under an hour?
I think we go into more detail with the top 5s. We kind of just skimped the whole. The whole game.
Can you imagine if we'd gone into all the detail on those games, man?
Oh yeah, we'd be here hours, 2, maybe that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not be doing that.
But hopefully, if people are interested in what we heard, they can check it out for themselves and have a look for themselves.
Indeed.
Yeah.
There's definitely some good games. Good games coming out in the next year over here. Good games coming out of Essen. I'm half tempted to pick up Sky Team again while I'm out there. I sold it, but I'm like, I kind of want it. And if I do, then I want the expansion.
If you can get 2 players into it, that's fine. That's the reason why I got rid of mine, because I couldn't get 2 players.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Would you get the expansion as well?
I mean, if I'm going to rebuy it, then yeah, obviously.
Right? You kind of have to, right?
Yeah, of course you have to.
I reckon the viewers or the listeners should make a vote and put so many comments in, yes, Jason, buy it and the expansion.
No, they'll just do that.
Then you have to do it now.
No, they'll do it to spite me.
Fans want it, Jason.
Awesome stuff. Right. Should we bugger off, Ski?
It's bugger off. And we'll see you after Essen.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the next thing, right? We will mention that this episode will actually drop on the Tuesday, so we will be flying out tomorrow as you hear this. I don't know when we're gonna be back to record. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it the week after Essen, so there might be a week's gap.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Like I said, I am recording potentially an interview, so you might get that interview one
to fill in the gap.
Yeah.
Hopefully the daily vlogs as well. You said you might be able to post those as well.
We are going to be doing some vlogs. We're going to be doing some videos. We're going to be doing some interviews. We're going to be doing lots and lots of content-y stuff.
Yeah. And hopefully the daily roundup as well, so you guys can get to see that on the day.
Yeah, and you just see us peeing about, basically.
In our new uniforms.
We're going to be doing it. So follow us on the old Instagram. I think that's where most of it will go out. Yeah. Obviously, Facebook will get some of that as well. YouTube will get the longer content, the videos. Stuff. Interviews and stuff, that will be all on the YouTube. So go and subscribe to all of those things. Really, really help us out. We will, I promise, I know I say it every time, but I promise we will release some decent content on the YouTube. We promise. Especially in the coming months as well. Because I want to grow it. So
we'll play some more games and we can hopefully get some more reviews up as well.
Exactly. There is some, in fact, there is a new video coming possibly this week if I can get it done. And that is a Kickstarter preview.
But Jason, you'll be in Essen when this comes out.
Indeed. But there you go. Right, let's head off till potentially next week, but maybe the week after. But definitely in Essen I have been Jason.
I have been Ant.
And you have been listening to The Meeple Minded. Join us next time for more tabletop gaming goodness. Ta-ta and goodbye.